Cameron here from IPD to talk to you about some basic, easy performance upgrades for your red block powered 240, 740, 940, all those models. A real common call we get on the phone and real common inquiry we get via email is what can I do to my car to give it a little more kick, a little more power without going too crazy, without getting too in depth, without having to swap motors or anything like that. And the answer to that is almost always going to be a camshaft swap and a couple other supporting things with that. Now here at IPD we offer two main camshafts for these motors, and one of them is the VX camshaft, which is a grind modeled after a cam that was available in some of the higher powered European versions of these motors, and it has a little more lift, a little more duration, and it's just going to give a little more air and breathe a little new life into your car. It'll work on both turbo and non-turbo, but we recommend it mostly for the non-turbos. For the turbo models we offer our IPD Turbo Performance camshaft, and that one is tailored just for the turbo cars, and it's designed to help you get a lot more power all the way to redline. Stock power ends up dropping off usually around 3,500 RPM or so, and with ours it'll pull hard all the way to redline. And that translates into maybe not a ton more horsepower, 10 to 15, but that's a lot when you're talking driving on the street, and it's also a lot when you're talking acceleration off the line in 0 to 60 times. So just that alone is going to make a nice difference. Something to consider at the same time is one of our IPD adjustable camshaft gears, which you'll see right here on this motor. The idea behind this is that you can adjust your camshaft timing and either advance it or retard it in 2.5 degree increments. The purpose behind that is not necessarily for you to create new power, but for you to use the power that's already available to you. These cars make their peak power somewhat high in the RPM range for the driving that most people do on a daily basis. So depending on how you're driving your car, you might want to advance it a little bit so that you can take that peak power and move it down in the RPM range so that all that power that your motor can make is actually in the RPM range that you're using on a daily basis. So you don't have to wring it all the way out to get all the power. On the other side of that coin, if you have a motor you like to rev a lot, if you have a race car or something like that, you can retard it so that you get all that peak power at the top end of the red line, or the top end of the RPM range towards red line. So it's the idea there is that you can tailor it to your driving, your car, your preferences. One of the other things that we offer here to make the job a little easier for you is we offer full camshaft kits that'll come with everything you need. When you're doing a camshaft or changing your cam gear, it's the perfect time to do a new timing belt. You're going to have to take it off to do the install anyway, so might as well put a fresh one on there and take that opportunity to perform some maintenance. We offer kits with the ContiTech OEM belt that's going to serve you just as long as the original, going to be trouble-free service and just work. Along with that, we also include some oil seals for the front where you'll need them. You're going to need one here for the camshaft behind the gear, one down here on the auxiliary shaft that uses the same one, and we include that. And then we also include a new front crankshaft gear. So while you've got this all apart, you can also make sure that you've set it up for leak-free performance. Last thing that we'll include with that is also one of these, which is your camshaft cover gasket. Anytime you take this cover off, you're going to want to replace the gasket. So we include it so you've got everything you need to get the job done right the first time when you get the kit from us. One of the other things that we do to try to help this make this job easier for you is to offer specific tools for it. One of the handiest ones you're going to find is this. This is a crankshaft pulley holder tool. Whenever you're doing the job of a timing belt, removing the crankshaft pulley down there, it can be a real pain. The bolt that holds it into the crankshaft is really held in there tight, and if you just simply go in there and try and turn it, it's just going to turn the motor over with it. You need some way to counterhold it. And this tool is a replica that we make of the Volvo original tool that Volvo uses in their service shops. The idea behind it is that it grabs on down here on the crankshaft pulley, which we don't have on this motor, but it's just for illustration purposes. And it's going to bolt down on the top end here against where the tensioner sits. And the idea there is that these teeth that you see in the back lock into the holes in the pulley, and it locks the pulley in place. So you've got your counterhold all set up, bolted to the motor, and then all you have to do is just take your 1/2-inch breaker bar or whatever you're going to use to get that bolt off and just turn it. Same story goes when you're putting everything back together. You have to torque that thing down pretty hard, so having this holder tool is going to allow you to do that properly without having to worry about not getting it tight enough or anything like that. So that about covers it for this quick synopsis of these parts we've got for these cars that you can do to get a quick upgrade over just a day. If you have any questions on this stuff, all of us have installed this stuff and we're all pretty familiar with it, so you can always call us and talk to any of our customer service reps, or check us out online at www.ipdusa.com for further information there as well.